Global Chief of the Chartered Financial Institute, Paul Smith, says that competition for capital globally is the biggest constraint for many developing markets at present, including Sri Lanka. Despite this, however, speaking at the Colombo Stock Exchange recently, he went on to add that the country is on the right track towards developing its capital market using the country's geopolitical position.
President of the Chartered Financial Institute, Paul Smith, opened trading at Sri Lanka's Colombo Stock Exchange recently, ringing the ceremonial bell.
The advent of the CFA and the advent of CFA charter holders, I think, took the industry of financial analysts to a new paradigm. It created a lot of impetus, brought in a lot of new vibrancy, apart from the fact that the CFA charter holders themselves bring more than being mere analysts. They also bring in a degree of good governance and ethics and best practices that we have seen. So that has been a very welcome feature to the capital markets.
During the event, Chief of the Chartered Financial Institute, Paul Smith, was questioned on possible constraints for Sri Lanka's capital market.
The biggest constraint for all developing markets is the competition for capital globally. It is quite difficult to get the attention of the global investing public. If you think about that in terms primarily of the United States and of Europe, there are so many options now for capital. So I think that's the biggest constraint, is that capital at the moment for developing markets is quite narrowly constrained in any event due to the fact that growth globally is quite shallow. The competition for resources is that much higher. But I think when I look at Sri Lanka, I look at its geopolitical positioning, the work that your government is doing to position your capital market for the future. I think you're doing all of the things that you need to do. The biggest constraint, unfortunately, today is global liquidity for developing market investment. And that's unfortunately something that is out of your control.
Smith was also questioned on China's rise of becoming an economic superpower and its impact on the global economy.
Why do you see there is such a huge growth compared to other regions in East Asia?
I assume East Asia is code for China, which China is taking its place at the world's top table as an economic power. Our job in China is not to interfere in the way that the Chinese government runs its country, but to help China provide the human talent that is going to help that country grow. I think that's really the root cause of what has been exponential growth in that region. And that's wonderful for the world. And I think that's a point that sometimes is missed. The world needs a vibrant, strong, ethical, technically competent China to help us all drive our growth ambitions going forward.